You won't believe how this ended, and I can't blame you. If I hadn't been there, I'd call it a lie too. But I can still hear the whistle in the dead of night, like it's calling my name. I grew up in Coldwater, Ohio, a town so small you could walk from one end to the other in 20 minutes. Everyone knew everyone, and nothing much happened except for the stories about the old train station. The station shut down in 1972, the tracks left to rust under weeds. The official story was that the line wasn't profitable anymore. But, in the bar, when the lights were low and the drinks were strong, the locals told a different story. They talked about train No. 161, the last train to ever pull into Coldwater. It came one foggy October night. No one got off. The conductor was found slumped in his seat, eyes open, mouth frozen mid-breath. The cargo wasn't touched. The engine was still warm. But the rest of the crew had vanished. No footprints, no sign of struggle, nothing. After that, the station was closed for good. The real believers swore you could still hear the trains whistle if you were near the platform after midnight. Sometimes you'd even see a light in the fog. But it was just a story, until last winter. My father had passed away, and while going through his attic I found an old showbox. Inside, under yellowed papers, was a Polaroid of the station in heavy fog. At the far end, just barely visible, was a black engine. Written in shaky handwriting across the bottom, last time. No date, no explanation. I don't know why, but I felt a pull. Maybe grief makes you do stupid things. Maybe curiosity is just a slower kind of death. One Tuesday night, a little before midnight, I parked at the end of Main Street and walked the rest of the way. The air was cold enough to bite my skin, my breath white in the darkness. The station looked worse than I remembered, roof sagging, platform boards warped and black with rot. The timetable case still hung on the wall, glass cracked and clouded. I sat on the old bench and waited, telling myself this was a waste of time. At 1:12 a.m., I felt a faint vibration under my boots. 3 minutes later, a low whistle cut through the night. Down the tracks, the fog thickened. A glow appeared. Not a warm, modern light, but a hard white beam slicing the dark. My heart pounded. The light grew until it blinded me. And then, out of the fog, an old black steam engine rolled silently into the station. The metal glistened like it was wet. The first passenger car stopped in front of me. Its door slid open with a metallic groan. Inside, rows of passengers sat in eerie stillness. At first, I thought they were mannequins. Then a man in a suit turned his head toward me. His lips moved, but no sound came out. A teenage girl by the window blinked slowly, her eyes empty. I wanted to run, but my feet wouldn't move. The whistle blew again, soft, almost sad, and then every passenger's lips moved in unison, forming the same silent word, please. I stepped closer. The air inside the car was colder than the night outside, and it smelled faintly of oil and something else, something metallic. A shadow moved at the far end of the car. The conductor stepped into view. He was tall to tall and his uniform hung strangely on him, like it didn't fit his frame. His eyes were hidden under the brim of his cap, but I could feel them on me. In his gloved hands, he held an old ticket punch. He moved down the aisle, pausing at each passenger. When he reached the girl, he raised a hand over her forehead and tapped it gently with the punch. She shivered but didn't look away from me. Her lips formed new words this time. When the fog comes, he comes. My flashlight flickered and died. The only light was the pale glow inside the train. I took a step back. The conductor's head tilted toward me, and I felt the weight of his gaze. The passengers watched, their faces empty but expectant, as though they were waiting for me to make a decision. I turned and ran. The whistle followed me, faint but sharp, until I reached my car. When I looked back, the platform was empty. Then, next morning, I returned in daylight. The station looked the same except for the footprints. Mine, clear in the dust, and dozens of others. Some led to the edge of the platform, but none returned. Since that night, I've avoided the station, but sometimes, just before I fall asleep, I feel that faint vibration under my bed, and when the wind is right, I swear I hear that soft, mournful whistle. I don't know what happens to the ones who step inside. I just know I was one step away from finding out. And if you ever visit Coldwater, Ohio, stay away from the station after midnight. Let me know what you think in the comments, and keep your distance from the tracks.